Hey, just doing a little, what is it? Friday afternoon catch up is what I'm going to call it. That's what we're doing. So we're going to go ahead and final out some of these games that we know, and then we're going to take a look at all the rest of the predictions just to get you caught up in current. We're going to start with Illinois and Indiana. That game. Okay, so we have Illinois is 4.5. We say 5 over Indiana, and the final score this was Illinois loses 63-65. So that's a loss for the computer, and we start off on the wrong foot, but that's sometimes a pretty good sign, actually. Davidson and Fordham, 12.5 the line. We say 13, so we're taking Davidson. And Davidson wins 74-56. So let's see here, 74-56. Kind of follows the theme of the predicted score there. And yeah, Davidson wins by 18. So that's a win and a cover for the computer. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to do this. Let's make it so you can see it. All right. Auburn and Texas A&M. Auburn lane 8.5. Computer said 11. Final score here. Auburn loses. Wow, 62-67. Wow. A&M, really? Wow. Okay, so that's a loss. And don't get too far. I like to just borrow these. It's quicker to do it this way. All right. North Texas, who I like. It's a good team. Louisiana Tech, who I like. It's a good team. They're both really good. But Vegas is North Texas by 3.5, and we say by 7. So North Texas is our play there. And this one, final score. I think it's a final. Ooh, North Texas loses 36-42. Wow, that's a pretty low scoring game. 36-42. So we're going to have to throw North Texas into the volcano with Auburn and with Illinois. Wow, there's some big names getting tossed into the volcano. I hope Houston doesn't continue this string. Houston laying 12.5 over Cincinnati. We throw them in the volcano sort of temporarily because they're going to get here. This is what I mean. Let's go find North Texas. Yeah. So we throw them in the volcano. Come up here. It's that color, and boom, the lights go out, and you can see like A&M still alive, and these teams are still alive until they lose. But I think we'll be breathing life back into North Texas. They'll most likely get a shot at the big dance. If not, they'll go to another tournament. But for now, the lights are off, and so that's us throwing them into the volcano. Okay, just play along with me, man. Okay, Houston laying 12.5 over Cincinnati. We say 20. What was the final score here? Houston wins 69-56. Ooh, 69-50. Sounds like a 13-point. 13. So 10 would be 6. Yeah, 13. Wow, that's a cut. That half point. At half point, it saved us, I guess. You can look at it that way. So this string we went 2 wins and 3 losses. 2 and 3. All right, we got to do better than that. That's not good. Well, it doesn't help that Auburn loses, for crying out loud, and that I felt pretty confident about. And Illinois, I mean, come on, what are you guys doing? They feel like they've got their at-large berth locked up, and they probably do. But I don't like that, man. You're in it to win it. Iowa, 6.5 over Rutgers. We say 14. Final score: Iowa wins by 10, 84-74, and that's a win. That's a win. I'll try not to move around too much here. I know, send some people into anaphylactic shock or something. All right, we've got us a money line. St. Bonaventure laying 1.5 over St. Louis. We say St. Louis wins by 5 points. I mean, that's how confident we are. So that's a money line. We're betting the underdog to win, and we get extra money if they do. And final score here is St. Louis won the game, 57-56. Wow. So that's a money line conversion. and we do pretty good with these. We don't play them for our health. Let's just put it that way. We think that they're real legit bets, and that we are in it to win it. That's a money line conversion. We also win the conventional bet. We make a lot of money on these money lines, and we track these manually. So extreme close up. Everything is so extremely close up. So uh, we just do these manually, and you can see we're 95 wins, 94 losses in the postseason so far. That's going to turn around, though, and we have 13 money lines. So we do pretty well with the money lines. Okay, LSU. Well, Arkansas laying 2.5 to LSU, and I don't like this play. LSU, we have LSU winning the game, so it's a money line play. And what was the final score here? Yeah, Arkansas won 79-67. So uh, not a good play for us here. That's a loss. We lose everything. We lose the conventional and we lose the money line. We could still win the conventional if Arkansas only won by one, because we're still getting 2.5. Okay, that was ugly. Texas Southern and Grambling. We may be running into games that are still in progress. Texas Southern, they win 73-54 in a SWAC game, right? 73-54, and it followed the prediction too. So, wow, the SWAC is really unpredictable. It's just really, 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 really frustratingly unpredictable. UAB and Middle Tennessee, man, I love both these two teams. I hate to see one go. Six at UAB by 6.5. We say 10. Middle Tennessee has been terrific. They just have been terrific, and they're in the third over. Oh, it's a final. Went to 3 overtimes, and UAB wins 102-98 for a 4-point win, and that's not enough. We need them to win by 6.5, so that's a loss. But yeah, Middle Tennessee, I'm not surprised that they fought and clawed and scrapped their way all the way to the bitter end. So we go 3-2 this string, so we even things up. We're going to be 5-5 on the day. Russia. How slow Google Docs is, folks. That's how slow they are. If there was something other than Google Docs, a spreadsheet that I could share, man, I would hop off this train in 2 seconds. But I use some advanced formulas in what I do. And so not everything is compatible. Here, we'll just do this real quick. I'm just going to pick a random conference and a random. And so North Texas, all right, totally random. What we do is we divide defense divided by offense. Okay, and we put it in this box right here. Okay, so if you've scored more points than you've allowed on the season, and North Texas has, this will be below 1.0. Okay, you can see over here, Old Dominion has allowed more points than they scored. Points allowed, points for, and that number is above 1.0. Then we take our opponent's rating and we slide it into this column. Okay, so Louisiana Tech's got an 11.09 rating. We slide it in that column, we add them up, we divide it by the number of games played. That's why this is important. And it gets us our strength of schedule. Now, we multiply this by that. And if you think about it, if you scored more points than you allowed, you have met and exceeded the level of competition. I would say 22-6 is meeting and exceeding the level of competition. This number will be lower than that number, okay? And this determines by how much, okay? Over here, Old Dominion has allowed more points than they scored. They went 12-19. And so here's their strength of schedule. So as you can imagine, when you multiply something greater than 1 times that, you're going to get a higher rating than this is. Okay, so 12.21. Well, their strength of schedule is only 11.99. So they failed to meet the level of competition, and this is what happens to you when that happens. So what we do is every time we enter a game score, and I'll just do one for fun here. They lost 50-100. Now watch these numbers; they'll just react to it. Watch the numbers move. Watch the numbers move. Okay, so what's happening is we're playing that game 25 times again. Okay, and getting this number. We're settling on that number, and it affects this and it affects that. It does not. It affects this, but that's a hard number. That is two hard numbers divided by each other. So that doesn't float. This floats, and that floats, and that's our product. Our product is a variable. All right, I'm glossing over eyeballs. But that's how the computer works. And so that's that computational power that's required. And that's why Google Docs is so slow, because it's got to go through all those gyrations. Okay, let's pick this back up again. Enough of that. Tulane laying 1.5 to Temple. We say it's a 2-point win, so we're taking Tulane. And Tulane won by 1. 69-60. Wait a minute. 60. Oh, they won by 9, 69-60. Okay. Okay, it's a win and a cover. And sometimes numbers are hard. Sometimes hard. And so that's a win. This game might be wrapping up. Toledo and Akron. Toledo laying 5.5. And oh, dear God, let's please get rid of Akron. Akron's been nothing but a source of extreme frustration for the old score this year. And Akron won. Damn it, they're still alive. Shoot, 62-70. Ugh, God. Akron's just been, they underperform, and I need them to just perform like a regular game. They mail in, they do no effort losses. It's just, Akron's been maddening as hell. So that's a loss. And I think everything else is going to be okay. Yeah. So Tennessee, Mississippi State is in the first half. Norfolk State, Morgan State, first half here. And you can see what I'm seeing. Rider and Monmouth in the first half. Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, and Nicholls State in the first half. So there's a lot of games in progress right now. So and then we get to our finals, which we've already covered these. So let's go look at the predictions for the rest of the day. I'm going to have to back this down a little bit. Let's go to 125. Okay, that's a little bit easier. You can still see it. Yeah, you can see that. And I can work with it. Okay. So these games are all in progress, but we've made our selections well before tip-off. We have Tennessee laying 7.5 to Mississippi State. We say Tennessee wins by 9. And so that's our play. We're taking the Volunteers. Dayton 10.5 over UMass. We think that that's an easy victory for Dayton. And so we're taking the Flyers. Aren't they the Flyers? Yeah, they're the Dayton Flyers. Nicholls and Texas A&M Corpus Christi, 5.5 line. We say it's only going to be a 3-point victory for Nicholls. So we're taking the Islanders here of Corpus Christi. Let's slide this baby over. Norfolk State and Morgan State, 5.5 line. Norfolk is the only decent team in the MEAC. Yeah, I don't even know what it stands for. They play like 12 games a year. It's just why do you even bother existing kind of conference? But Norfolk State is the best team in that conference. So we think that's going to be an easy victory for Norfolk. We say 13. That's our play. And I don't know their mascot. Monmouth laying 3.5 over Rider. As we just saw, Rider's winning this game right now. We say it's a 6-point victory, so we're taking Monmouth. Providence, 2.5 over Creighton. I'm very nervous. Creighton's been playing really, really well. Computer predicted score says 4 points. We're taking the Friars of Providence. That's an awesome name, the Friars. Wisconsin, man, have times changed. Wisconsin, 3.5 over Michigan State. We say it's going to be a 1-point victory. And so we're taking the dog, taking Michigan State, taking Sparty. Duke and Miami of Florida, 8.5 the line. And we say 14 for the mighty Krzyzewskis. We might as well just change their name, the Blue Devils. No, they're going to be the Krzyzewskis because he's the greatest coach that ever lived. Kansas, this is just begging for trouble. Begging for trouble here. Kansas, 7.5 over TCU, who's done nothing but impress. 7.5 Vegas as well. I'm not much better. We say 11. It says 11. So we're taking KU. But man, oh, do we like us some Texas Christian. SMU 9.5 over Tulsa. Tulsa finally did something noteworthy. They beat Wichita State, which that's the first noteworthy thing Tulsa has done all year. But we think the season comes to an end for Tulsa, at least this part of the postseason. What are they? What are they? The Mavericks? SMU? What are they? The Mavericks? SMU. I'm going to sneak a little peek over here. I probably shouldn't waste everyone's time, but now I can't remember. Mustangs. They're the Mustangs, right? I think they're the Mustangs. When I was a kid, they had the greatest backfield. Eric Dickerson and the other dude. Yeah, the Mustangs. Craig. What was his name? Craig was his last name. But anyways, yeah. Okay, we're taking SMU. I'm sorry for that diversion. Sometimes I get things locked in my brain. I must find out because SMU's always been the Mustangs. Ohio and Kent State in the Mid-America. Half point. We say Ohio wins by 3. That's our play. Taking the Bobcats. Oh, this is interesting. Another Bobcat. Weber's been on a slide, folks, but Vegas won't give up on him. 1.5. Weber's laying to Montana State, and Montana State they just got better numbers because Weber's been sliding. We take this in a money line. We say the underdog here, the Montana State Bobcats, just like Ohio, will win, and that's a money line play. And I like that play. I think that's a good play. Get out of here. North Central, North Carolina. This is the MEAC. You never heard of these teams. North Carolina Central playing, laying 1.5 to Coppin State. We say North Carolina Central by 4. That's our play. I have no idea what the hell their names are. The Goofballs. I think they're the Goofballs. New Orleans. Another is back-to-back money lines here. Southeastern Louisiana State laying 1.5 to New Orleans. Privateers, I think they are. We like New Orleans to win the game. We say the Privateers beat the Southeast Louisianans. St. Peter's 6.5 over Quinnipiac in the MAC. We like that play. We're going to take St. Peter's to win and cover. This game, I think they're both I think both campuses are in Richmond, Virginia. So this is going to be a dogfight. Not sure where the A10 is playing their postseason, but regardless. So VCU laying 3.5 to Richmond. We say it's a 4-point victory. Wow. We got to take VCU. I think they're not the Great Danes. They're Commodores? I think they're the Commodores. Kentucky, 10.5 over Vanderbilt. We say, yes, sir. Yes, sir, Bob. We say 15. And Wildcats. Huh, how weird is this, man? It happened again. Arizona laying 9.5 over Colorado. We think it's going to be a thumping for the Arizona Wildcats. That's just crazy. It happened twice. Grand Canyon. Okay, another money line. New Mexico State laying 2.5 to Grand Canyon. We think Grand Canyon wins the game. And so it's a money line play, and we're going with them. And if they have a mascot, I'm unaware of it. Purdue, 10.5 over Penn State. Penn State's been playing pretty well lately, with the exception of that home loss to Nebraska to wrap up the season. But Nebraska was just on a tear. But we think Purdue wins and covers here, so we're taking the Boilermakers. Memphis and Central Florida, 9.5's the line. We say 10. We're taking the Memphis Tigers. Okay, Villanova laying 2.5 to UConn. We say it's a 1-point victory for Villanova, so we're taking the Huskies here. We're taking UConn. Santa Barbara, UC Santa Barbara, 3.5 over Long Beach State. In baseball, they call themselves the Dirt Bags. They're the Dirt Bags, but only for baseball. We can't call them that in basketball. They're the 49ers, in case you were curious. UC Santa Barbara, 3.5 over Long Beach State. We say 5. We're taking the Gauchos, one of the better names in college basketball, the Gauchos. Alcorn State, 4.5 over Alabama A&M. We say it's 5, and I don't know who they are. We're taking Alcorn State to win and cover by that half point. Texas Tech, 7.5 over Oklahoma. Boy, if you still need to be convinced about Texas Tech, I don't know what you're watching, because that team is top 5 good. perhaps a trip to the Final Four for the Red Raiders. And we think that they win and cover the spread against Oklahoma. North Carolina laying 2.5 to Vatech, to Vatech. We say, I should say their real name and then give them the nickname. Virginia Tech wins the game 71-69, and we're pulling for the Hokies tonight. Go Hokies. Boise State, 2.5 over Wyoming. I think this is going to be a really entertaining game. I think it's going to be on TV out here. If so, I'm going to watch it because two really good teams colliding here in the Mountain West. Probably the semifinal, because here's the other Mountain West. So that's semifinal action. We like Boise State to win and cover by 3, taking the Broncos. Northern Colorado, 4.5 over Portland State. We say 6, and we're taking Northern Colorado. I know they are. Another money line. I'm surprised at this. Abilene Christian laying 2.5 to Seattle U. We flipped this game on its head because we think Seattle U is going to win the game 71-70. So we're taking Seattle U in a money line. Back-to-back money lines again. So Cal State Fullerton laying 2.5 over Hawaii. And we think Hawaii is a 1-point better team. We're taking the Fighting Rainbows or something like the Rainbow Warriors. Yeah, I think that's who they are. UCLA 5.5 over USC. I don't think it's going to be a problem for UCLA. We're taking the Bruins here. San Diego State 1.5 over Colorado State. This is going to be another. Boy, that Mountain West, man. These matchups are phenomenal, unbelievable. These are going to be 2 terrific games. 1.5's the line. We say the Aztecs win and cover, but we sure do like Colorado State. But we're taking San Diego State here, and that's going to do it, folks. Let's see if there's anything else to report. No, these games are still underway. Yeah, we're still in the. We still got lots of time with Tennessee and Mississippi State. I just refreshed it, so it'll come back up here just a second. What happened? Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. What the hell? Where's all the games at? Well, I don't know what happened to the games. Hello, CBS. Okay, we're switching to ESPN. Hey, look at that. Their thing works. But I think that's last night's stuff. Yeah, that's last night. So let's get into Friday, March 11th. The hell, CBS? Still not back. Weird. Yeah, so 15 minutes left in the second. So we're going to let these play out. We're probably just going to let them run throughout the rest of the day. We'll do a recap tonight when the games go final and see how well the computer did. But for right now, going back to the document here, we're 5-5. We're sitting at 50%. We do have the one money line, but we're 5 wins and 5 losses. Went 35-25 last night, 58%. Had a poor night the night before that, 40%, but we have a 70%er under our belt. Not a lot of games, but we did turn in a 70% performance here. So we'll see how it goes tonight. There's a decent amount of games, probably just about that many, 35. What is that? 60 games? Yeah, I don't think there's 60, but there's a lot of games tonight. So we'll have a good sampling to choose from. And we'll see you back when everything's final and we got stuff to talk about. All right, take care, everybody. We'll see you. Bye-bye.